Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, please don't make it your last time by clicking on that subscribe button and hitting the bell right beside it. In today's video, I have a different kind of video for you guys where I share with you my experience with anal fissure, how I managed and treated my anal fissure without having to go through surgery. A quick disclaimer, I am not a professional, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you guys my personal experience with the condition and how I managed to, overcome the condition. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you keep on watching. So if I'm looking down, I have a notepad with me. Like, I wrote down the stuff that I want to share with you guys today. So if I'm looking down, I'm actually referencing. This video is gonna be in two segments. The first segment, which is gonna be me explaining to you guys what anal fissure is and the causes of anal fissure and maybe some symptoms. And the second section is gonna be me sharing with you guys my experience with the condition and how I, overcame it. An anal fissure is a small crack or tear in the thin, moist lining of the anal canal. And if you didn't know, the anus is a very sensitive part of the body. So any small crack or cut in that area result in severe pain, like burning pain that will make you cry. When a fissure is present in the anal canal, the muscles surrounding the anus will, spasm, it will tighten, and those muscles are called the anal sphincter. So the sphincter would, spasm and tighten abnormally, which actually delays the fissure from healing. There are two types of anal fissure. We have the acute anal fissure and the chronic anal fissure. The acute anal fissure usually heals itself within 4 to 6 weeks, while the chronic anal fissure lasts longer than 6 weeks. And the chronic anal fissure normally has, a skin tag to indicate the fissure. I'm gonna put a picture of, the acute anal fissure and the chronic anal fissure. You can see that the chronic anal fissure has a skin tag while the acute one does not. Some causes of anal fissures are diarrhea, childbirth, constipation, anal intercourse, passing hard and large stools, or inflammatory bowel diseases, and so on, and anal cancer too. So now that you know what anal fissure is, we're gonna move on to the next segment, which is gonna be my experience with the condition. I had anal fissure for about 6 months, for about 6 to 7 months. My anal fissure was caused by consistently passing hard, large stool. My anal fissure got worse because I was consistently passing hard stool, but before, like after I passed a hard stool, my anus would be sore for about 24 hours, but after that I'll be back to normal, right? But this time around, I didn't get back to normal. It just kept getting worse and worse, and I was consistently passing hard stool, so I was just in pain. It even got to a point where I avoided going to the toilet because of the pain. And if you didn't know, an anal fissure causes pain and bleeding while passing a bowel movement, and this pain can continue for hours after the bowel movement. I did my research, and when I did my research, I found out that the fissure was caused by passing hard stools. So I realized that the more I refused to use the toilet, the more my stool got harder. So I decided to start popping painkillers. So after a month, the fissure was still very present, because I saw in my research that after 4 to 6 weeks, the fissure was supposed to have healed itself. But since I still had it after 46 months, I went to the hospital. When I went to the doctors, my anal fissure was diagnosed as a chronic anal fissure because I had a skin tag, and while the doctor was examining my anus, there was blood and TMI stuff, right? So after about 3 weeks, I went back to the hospital and the doctor did his exams again, and this time around my anal fissure was no longer chronic, it was now acute. So he gave me a duration of 6 weeks to let the anal fissure heal on its own. Basically, what the doctor said was if the fissure was still present after 6 weeks, he would then recommend surgery. So during the 6 weeks, for the first week or so, I felt my anal fissure improving until one morning when I had a hard stool bowel movement, which was very painful, and it basically took me back to square one. So now I'm gonna tell you guys what I did to heal my anal fissure. So the first thing I did to heal my anal fissure was I went on a 3-day water fast because the only time I used to feel pain was when I used the toilet. So I felt that if I wasn't eating, I wouldn't, use the toilet, right? After the 3-day water fast, I reduced the portion of food that I consumed, to limit the amount of time I had to use the toilet. And every time I had a bowel movement, I made sure I moisturized my anal sphincter with some coconut oil. And right after the bowel movement, I used to do a 15-minute speed bath, and after that I would insert an aerosol in my anus. So this was basically all I did, and I was taking painkillers. I took painkillers for about a month of my anal fissure because the pain was very severe and very bad. But as soon as I got to the point where I could manage the pain during and after the bowel movement, I stopped taking my painkillers. And there was also something I did at some point. There was a time where I ran out of painkillers, and my dad recommended that I pounded ginger and extracted the juice from ginger, and then using a douche, I inserted the juice in my anal sphincter, and that just, it was so painful and it triggered my bowel movement. And I realized that during and after the bowel movement, the pain, I didn't get as much pain. Guys, I know that this video has been all over the place. I just hope you get something out of this video. If you made it this far into this video, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below if you have any questions for me. I will answer your questions if I can, and share this video with your friends and your family. Share it with whoever needs it, and subscribe. Until next time.